I'm a Jo, and I'm from a place near Taipa on the east coast. My age is over 60. Family history: I was born in Tokoroa. My father was an engineer in New Zealand Forest Products. He actually designed the meat loaders at Bluff. Well, I'm a jack of all trades. I have a background in nursing, rehabilitation, vocational advisor. I love to help people into work, or I worked with the disabled. I'm top secretary, legal, medical, whatever. I've travelled. I worked in the UK for 6 years doing temp work. Apart from travelling the world, this is my second home, my getaway from it all. Well, I've only just got this one in March, April this year, which gives me better scope for getting over the cold weather. Hot water cylinder at the back. When I travel, it gets hot showers. My dream was to be a nurse. Adults didn't really encourage me to keep going with it. There was another 2 years and I opted out after the first professional year, which I passed. I went back to school when I was 38, and then studying rehabilitation. First a certificate in rehab, then a postgraduate, and I enjoyed that sort of thing rather than straight study and something. My husband died in 2003. We had 2 adopted children, adopted at birth. I could have children, but my husband couldn't. Regrets on marrying a man who couldn't have children? Yes.
He knew he couldn't have children?
I found out when he died.
Oh, and he didn't tell you, so that's a betrayal of trust.
That's right.
Feel?
That's right, yes. Well, my children say, well, if you loved him, it wouldn't have mattered. That's all right for them to say.
Yeah.
They are now married and have their own children.
Yeah.
But being adoptive mother, and I know another person, it's different. The grandchildren, I've got a feeling that, they're thinking, well, there's none of you and them, and it's hard. I remarried in 2006. He was a drinker, I found out, so we are still separated. He reckons he's teetotaler now, but he's still the same person that... So not everybody goes through life without their ups and downs. I've had my few. Oh, I plan to be happy, to travel, to be happy, to love caring for my new puppy. Unfortunately, my last breeding girl was run over while I was in Australia. Somebody didn't close the gate. I'd like to be remembered as a sort of a helping, caring person. If somebody's down and out, I rally around and help them, whether they need a job or whether they need a friend. For a time in my life, because things were down, that I did turn to the church. I was an Anglican, and I didn't find an answer. I just found more confusion in that religion. And then I came north and met a couple in Kerikeri, the Bay of Islands, and I was really into peace, unity, upholding, morals, and being a good example to the world. I'm most proud of breastfeeding an adopted child without having children. Well, actually it was the husband who looked at a magazine and found that you could order a lactate from USA, and you could feed the child through having a little sachet hanging from your neck and a tube, and the baby suckled. Well, the first experience of death was my young cousin who had a hole in her heart, and she wasn't able to ever have the operation. I was told as I was growing up that she would live till she was 21. She got a job and she lived till she was 23. But I still remember her walking across the room and being all blue and panting, and you know, it was hard. And the second most hard death was my mother, whom I looked after for 3 years, 24/7. Built her a little unit on my property, so I was close to my mum. She was the person who took me to my first job, and she was the person who took me to my nursing career. Yeah, and we were close. I was the older girl. I've got to go.